Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to King Arena, where basketball is back. Final game of the day today, the fourth of a quadruple header. We'll have your Wheaton Thunder facing off with the DePauw Tigers in the second game of the Pfund Classic. The first game saw the Baldwin-Wallace Yellow Jackets knocking off the University of Wisconsin River Falls Falcons in what was a pretty big upset. University of Wisconsin River Falls, the number 11 team in the nation, heading into this tournament, and the Thunder going to look to make a date with Baldwin-Wallace for the championship game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Very shocking game. Came down to the last possession for UW River Falls, and they couldn't get a clear look at the three-point shot. Had a couple of opportunities, and a pump fake and an off-balance three-point shot take didn't go down for them. Looking for the Thunder in this game, returned everyone plus an All-American. There was no one who was a senior last season, so very positive outlook for them going into this year. Another thing to look for in this game, last year when Kobe Eichelberger scored 10 points or more, they were 6-0, but just 6-13 when he was under double figures.
Yeah, and if history will serve to repeat itself, then the Thunder should win this opening game. They have made it to the championship game of the Pfund Classic every year since its inception in 1996, winning most of them. The last time the Thunder lost in this tournament was 2014 when Wash U knocked them off by a score of 73-69. But other than that, you have to go all the way back to 2006 to find a Wheaton Thunder loss in this opening weekend. Looking to continue that with a win against a pretty good DePauw team, a team that was middle of the pack in the NCAC last year, finished 5th at 12-14 overall. So but also a team that's looking to bounce back, although they might struggle with that, losing a bunch of seniors. Yeah,
DePauw, historically a really good basketball program. Lost two key seniors, Luke Leitner, as well as Nate John. So now it's time for Jack Vandermerk, David Vogel, and Josh Hall to get into the mix.
We're going to send it onto the court for the opening ceremonies and the national anthem. We'll be back with you after this.
And now, please rise for the playing of the national anthem. And now the starting lineups. First for the visitors from DePauw. At one guard, a 5'10" senior out of Fishers, Indiana, number 10, Mason Hankins. The other guard, a 6'2" sophomore out of Mount Vernon, Indiana, number 14, Luke Steinhardt. At 1 forward, a 6'4" senior out of Bluffton, number 22, David Vogel. The other forward, a 6'8" junior out of Fort Wayne, that's number 30, Andrew Coos. And at center, a 6'8" senior out of Riverside Brookfield High School, number 33, Jack Vandermerk. The Tigers are coached by Bill Fenlon, who's assisted by Marcus Bledsoe, Brad Nadborn, and Jim Spencer. And now, Wheaton fans, on your feet, the starting lineup for your Wheaton College Thunder. At one guard, a 6'1" junior out of Tyler, Texas, number 1, Aston Francis. The other guard's a 6'3" senior out of New Trier High School, number 22, Ricky Samuelson. At forward, a 6'6" junior out of Flint, Texas, number 5, Trevor Gunter. The other forward's a 6'4" junior out of Medina, Ohio, number 34, Luke Peters. And at center for the Thunder, a 6'8" sophomore out of Chicago, number 25, Najawan Spencer. Wheaton College is coached by Mike Schauer, who's assisted by JP, John Panner, and Tay Gibbs.
And we are back just moments away from tip-off. Starting lineups are in. And although there are a lot of new faces for this Thunder team, a familiar sight in the starting 5, one thing that may look strange to you fans at home, Luke Peters making the number change, now wearing number 34 in honor of his father and also in honor of his older brother, All-American Ty Peters.
Yeah, of course. I'm kind of wondering why he chose junior year. Could have gone to it last season, but instead takes it as an upperclassman, maybe feeling that added leadership role and really wants to symbolize that with the type of career that his brother had here.
Jay Spencer getting ready to take the tip. He'll be facing off with Jack Vandermerk. Spencer wins the tip. Peters has it. Peters defended by Hankins. Gunter on the left wing. Up top for Spencer. Swinging around. Francis pulls up. Quick 3 off the front iron. Rebound. Vogel. Vogel taking it himself. Kicks it up top. That's Coos. Dribble handoff. Steinhardt. Down low for Coos. Coos with Spencer on him. Driving baseline. Blocked down. That's Trevor Gunter getting a hand in there. Now Coos for 3. Rebound Peters.
See if the Thunder can get in a better passing offensive flow this time.
Samuelson called for a travel there, feet moving a little bit faster. He had baseline.
We all understand the skill that Aston Francis has. An All-American, can shoot from anywhere on the court with anyone in his face. But I'd like to see them work it around early, and if he has to take that shot later, he will.
Beautiful cut from Vandermerk, and he goes in for an easy layup. Peters driving in on Hankins. Peters with a pretty good size advantage. Can't finish with the left hand. Rebound Coos.
Vandermerk didn't have quite the game he wanted to in the first one. Good to see him getting going early in this game.
Steinhardt, Francis providing the defense up top. Coos. Now Steinhardt looking inside for Vandermerk. Steinhardt for 3, no good. Peters pushing the pace, gets it to Francis. Pump fake, drives baseline. Standing in the passing lane is Vogel. Running the break himself, gets it to Vandermerk, goes up, and he's going to be fouled from behind. Spencer picking up his first. Vandermerk will go to the line to shoot 2.
Thunder not looking too good in possession as you see Vandermerk running the whole floor, getting by Spencer on the Realty Executives replay.
Riken's Rowdies in King Arena in full force. You hear them on this free throw, and they're only going to get louder as Vandermerk misses his first. Vandermerk setting up his second. Can't convert, 0 for 2, not a good start. Peters slowing things down, letting the Thunder get in their half-court set. Samuelson looking back door, deflected by Coos. Thunder will retain possession.
Yeah, that's a regular play for the Thunder to get Samuelson on a back screen and a back cut underneath the basket, but sniffed out there by Vogel.
Francis inbound finds Gunter. Peters now working on Hankins. I'd like to see the Thunder use the size advantage that Peters has over Hankins, about a 6-inch advantage. Francis backing down, fadeaway, rims out, rebound Peters. Peters going up strong, finishes through some contact.
That's 3 early rebounds for Peters in this game, too. 2 defensive and 1 offensive right there with the putback.
Hankins on the left wing trying to drive baseline. Kicks it out to Steinhardt. Vogel to Coos. Steinhardt swings it around inside for Vandermerk. Down low, Coos, he can't corral it. Spencer provides some defense. Peters comes flying in and swats that one away. See it again on the Realty Executives replay. Peters, beautiful help defense, all ball. And the Tigers are going to have to get something off quick, just 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, they run everything through Vandermerk.
And the Tigers, it didn't look like they knew how much time was on the shot clock. Just terrible presence of mind from Steinhardt. I thought he had time to pump fake and drive and didn't even attempt to get a shot off.
Yeah, I thought Coos was just going to take that shot in the corner, but didn't put it up, and now the Thunder have possession.
Samuelson runs through a few screens, gets the pass from Peters. Now Gunter. Francis, couple of fakes, drives in. Spencer, corner 3, knocks it down.
Coach Fenlon there looking for a travel from Spencer, but that was just a simple step back. Got back behind the 3-point line and knocked it down.
Vogel splits a couple defenders, loose ball. Coos ends up with it. Vandermerk down low. Tigers within 1.
Aston Francis almost had a steal on that play as well. It's first in the CCIW last year with 2.08 steals per game.
Samuelson gets his own rebound, goes up, finishes with the left hand.
That's what you want to see from Samuelson, getting to the rim more too. Usually a shooter, but also has a strong frame. If he gets close to that rim, he's a good finisher.
Yeah, this is a Thunder team that can spread the floor really well. Pretty much anybody on the floor at a given time has the range to shoot a 3. Samuelson corrals that one. Francis, guarded by Steinhardt, loses control momentarily. And Steinhardt giving Francis all sorts of problems. And there's going to be a foul called against Francis after he lost that one.
Yeah, you see Francis here. He's on an island with Steinhardt, and that's exactly where you want to be. I do believe Francis is going to have the advantage in that situation, but Steinhardt, give him credit for hanging tough and getting to that ball on the floor. But if the Thunder space things out for Francis, he's going to get around Steinhardt a time or two.
Hankins up top for Coos. Steinhardt. Down low for Vandermerk. Gunter on him. Samuelson had a hand on that one. Gets out to Hankins. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Tigers going to have to get a shot up. Vogel. And Vogel throws up a wild runner in the lane. Somehow gets it to go.
Give him credit. He's one of the guys that's got to be a big-time scorer for them this year after losing Leitner.
Gunter looking for Samuelson inside. Eichelberger drives in, draws the foul from Coos. He'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
Good drive there from Kobe. See here on the replay, just gets his shoulders ahead of Coos, and then all Coos can do is ride him from the side.
This season, Wheaton Athletics is proud to partner with Realty Executives as the exclusive sponsor of replays on our broadcast. We're happy to welcome Eric Logan, Becky Vanderveen, and the Energized team to the Wheaton Athletics family and extend a special thank you to them for partnering with us to enhance our WTSN broadcast.
A lot of missed free throws so far in this game.
Eichelberger can't convert his first. This is a team that struggled with free throws pretty mightily at the beginning of last season, just a couple years removed from setting the all-NCAA record for free throw percentage in a season. Coos, guarded by Eichelberger. Steinhardt hands it off to Vogel. Holman guarding Steinhardt inside for Vandermerk for a whistle. And I think they're going to call a bit of a hand check there on Holman. Holman, a freshman, getting some looks. They're getting some playing time here early on.
Yeah, Holman fooled by Steinhardt on that fake pass over his head. Aston Francis getting a quick and early break in this game. Pretty big statement from Coach Schauer to put your All-American on the bench just 5 minutes in. I know he hasn't played too well, a couple of turnovers and a foul, but to put him on the bench, that's a statement.
Yeah, pretty clear Coach Schauer trusts his reserves, bringing in 9 new players to this program ahead of this season. Holman now for 3, front irons it, rebound Hankins. Peters going to be whistled for a foul there, and words of disagreement. Not a whole lot there if you ask me. Peters kind of turned away there from Hankins.
Well, in play advantage, you know, if you're thinking of soccer, I mean, Hankins has the board, you know. Not too much harm done, maybe a slight shove at the hip, but not a lot at this level.
Hankins up top, swings it around to Vogel, and a foul called away from the ball. That'll be Gunter with the jersey grab. We'll see it in pretty much dead center of your screen on Vandermerk. Yeah, the 33 gets yanked away. No, if those were the new NBA jerseys, it probably would have ripped.
In the game for DePauw is Josh Hall.
Vogel can't connect on the 3. Rebound Hall and kicked it out. Hall, just a freshman, but had a pretty good showing in his first career game.
Yeah, first game, 12 points on 5 of 7 shooting, 5 of 5 in the second half, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. How's that for a start to your college career?
Vogel gets it up top to Steinhardt. Less than 10 on the shot clock. Vogel pulls up, baseline jumper. Tigers tie this one up.
Vogel is strictly a scorer. He's going to hit a fade shot from 18 feet, side fade, fade away. That's his emphasis.
Spencer gets it up to Eichelberger. Hall playing defense on Eichelberger. That's a matchup to watch. Peters drives in the lane, tries to spin, loses control. Last touch off the Tigers. It'll stay Thunder ball. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Thunder gonna have to get something off quick.
Right, I think that's either a foul or out on DePauw. It's kind of one of those situations. Referees didn't think it was enough to award a foul.
Quam to inbound it. Gets it to Francis. Francis a fadeaway 3. That one rattles out.
With 5 seconds left on the shot clock, that's the type of shot and player you want to be shooting that ball.
Vandermerk pulls up for a straightaway 3. Francis ends up with the rebound. Peters pushing the pace the other way. Eichelberger drives inside, lays it up, rebound Quam. Back to Spencer for 3. No good. Rebound Peters, and Peters draws the foul on Hankins.
The refs are calling things really tight early on. There hasn't been a play. I mean, I guess he reached around, but looked like he got a lot of the ball, and referees just really calling everything.
Peters to inbound, a fresh 30 seconds for the Thunder. Quam swings it around to Peters.
One issue I have with this lineup is who's going to be the post player. Every player on the perimeter. Now Spencer down low.
Francis trying to draw some contact. Rebound Vogel. Duty pushing the pace. Tries to go in, draws a foul. Can't convert, so he'll go to the line and shoot a pair.
I know Francis is a very capable scorer on his own, but I think they should start running something for him a little bit. Just even a ball screen or something with Gunter. Gunter coming into the game now. Such a great screen and roll player. I think could really open up the game for Francis a little bit. He's talking with the referee now. Maybe just a little frustrated with a couple of the calls. He got bumped on that last shot.
Yeah, and it was by design that he got bumped. He threw up a really nice pump fake, drew the contact from Duty, but refs whistled that Duty stayed straight up, arms in the air, which you like seeing that call made, or not made rather, in most situations. But at the end of the shot clock like that, obviously Francis looking for something.
Yeah, give credit to DePauw so far early in this game, hanging with the Thunder. 8-8 game, really just kind of a really scrappy game so far. You've had 8 total fouls, 6 on the Thunder. At the 11:55 mark, one more foul, and the Thunder are in the single bonus.
Yeah, we could be in for a long one here tonight if teams get into the bonus that early. A low-scoring affair so far, similar to what we saw in the first game of the Lee Fund Classic, just a 68-65 final. So usually you're expecting to see these scores in the 70s and 80s. Didn't quite get there between River Falls and Baldwin Wallace. Duty misses his first.
Into the game is number 15, James Clark, for DePauw University, transfer from Spring Hill.
Duty getting set for his second, and another missed free throw. Just brutal so far. The Thunder, the only team with a made free throw. They're 1 of 2. The Tigers 0 for 4. Eichelberger goes flying into the lane, finishes through contact, and 1.
A little emotion afterwards. I don't know if we've ever seen that from Kobe. It was quick double jab step past Hall, takes the contact and a fist pump afterwards.
That's a strong move right down there in front of the football team. You have to imagine their energy brought a little bit of that out of Eichelberger.
They do that for a lot of people, no doubt. Now Eichelberger looking to help the Thunder from the free throw line.
And Eichelberger can't convert on the free throw. So the teams combined just 1 of 7 from the charity stripe so far. That's bad.
There's no other way to put it. That is bad.
Vogel with it up top, looking to find Burrow. Back to Vogel. Dribble handoff to Clark. Burrow, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Duty goes in, throws up a high arcing shot. Samuelson flies in for the rebound. Francis in transition. Quam. Eichelberger driving in again, and once again, doing as he likes. Burrow can't contain him.
Yeah, well, Burrow can't give him his right hand. Obviously, that's a stronger hand the way he wants to go. And Eichelberger able to find that space and get his shoulder ahead of his defender on 3 different occasions.
Vogel driving in, Gunter rises up, swats it away, then strips it. Samuelson in transition, Eichelberger pump fakes, down low, Gunter, and he gets it in.
Thought maybe he got fouled on that play too.
Yeah, it looked like a decent amount of contact, and it also looked like Gunter was trying to dunk on somebody. So the Thunder lead by 6, their largest of the game, about the midway point of the first half.
Working on just a short little 6-0 run here too.
Vogel gets it. Now Duty, 10 on the shot clock. Clark drives in, and he will draw the foul. Quam gets him with the body a little bit and is visibly upset with that. We'll get another look on the Realty Executives replay.
Yeah, I mean, I think the refs got it right here, though. Just a little bit behind him.
I hate that call.
It's the way they're calling the game, though. They've been very consistent.
They have been consistent. Just as a whole, I hate the call where the dribbler can just throw a shoulder into the body of the defender and get that foul called. So the Thunder now in the bonus, and another missed free throw. This time Clark can't convert.
And the game is Cade Alioth for the Thunder, freshman this season.
Francis with it. Palm inside to Alioth. And I think a little bit of miscommunication.
Is that really 30 seconds?
There's no way that was 30 seconds. I think there was a shot clock mismanagement there of some sort. But obviously nobody was paying close enough attention to do anything about it. So
Well, I don't know who it is, but there's a football guy on the scoreboard. So the football fans on the right side of the court on your screen are giving him all kinds of crud.
And now we're going to have a bit of a delay. I think the refs are going to have a little conference to figure out what happened there, whether the shot clock got reset as it was supposed to.
This is pretty weird.
Riley Duty told us something. I didn't quite catch what he said, but
I think he said the clock guy messed up or something like that. I didn't quite get it either.
If even he's admitting it, then it's probably right. I don't think they're going to give the Thunder the points. But even the referees were hesitant to call the shot clock violation. I think even in their heads it wasn't quite 30 seconds.
I mean, we have a lot to look at here and talk about, but at least on my internal clock, that seemed fast.
Burrow with it up top. Gets it to Duty. Looking to drive baseline. Dribbles it off Francis. The Tigers will retain possession.
So that kind of a little break in the action where DePauw was down on a 6-0 run from the Thunder. Now Clark with a shot.
Clark for three. Rebound Alioff.
Alioff, we get a little sense of the jumping ability.
Peters. Trevor Gunter. Oh my! And Gunter and Duty having some words afterwards, and that leads to more points for the Thunder.
Yeah, it looked like Gunter and Duty just tangled up a little bit there, but nothing to it once they ran down.
And the Thunder bench, all sorts of fired up. Trevor Gunter getting essentially a hero's welcome after that huge block. The Thunder extended 8 points. We'll see it again. Duty tries to go up with the right hand. Gunter will have none of it.
Coach Bill Fenlon adhering to the coach's rule of when a team goes on an 8-0 run and you haven't called a timeout yet, you call a timeout.
Yeah, and let's not let that pass from Aston Francis go unnoticed. A beautiful one-handed skip pass to a streaking Samuelson. Easy lay-in. You can't draw it up better than that.
Yeah, two very smart players. Francis, one of the best passers in the NCAA, and Samuelson, if there was a stat for it, probably one of the best back cutters. Very smart back cutter. Also, Coach Schauer, very great at drawing up plays like that. In that specific situation, obviously in transition, it's just all Samuelson and his basketball IQ.
Yeah, Samuelson's so good at moving without the ball, as you said. Fantastic back cuts. He has been a shooting specialist for the Thunder. You'll remember a couple seasons ago when the #1 ranked Augustana Vikings came to town on the Thunder senior night. Ricky Samuelson brought that game into overtime with a corner three at the buzzer.
Yeah, he was playing like it was his last game.
Eichelberger leading the Thunder with 5 points so far in this one. Couple players, Vogel and Vandermerk, with 4 apiece, making up the 8 points for the Tigers. Vogel on the left wing. Burrow. Hand off to Duty. Clark. Burrow hands it off to Duty, and Francis going to get caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
And that's just such a not smart play for Francis to reach in on Duty there. He's already got a foul. Now Coach Schauer's hand is forced to take him out of the game. His stat line, less than impressive so far, Nate.
So it's Quam, Eichelberger, Peters, Alioth, and Samuelson on the floor for the Thunder. Duty, Clark, Vogel, Koos, and Vandermerk for the Tigers. Make that Hankins instead of Vogel. Late sub there. Duty will shoot a 1-and-1 here. The Thunder in the bonus. 8:40 to play in the first half.
He's had some struggles at the line so far.
And he finally knocks one in there. The first made free throw for the Tigers all game. Woof. That's never what you want to see as a coach when you look at your stats and see 1 of 3 and 1 of 6 from the charity stripe.
Yeah, that's just points left on the board. It's part of the difference in this 7-point game right now.
And Duty misses a second off the front iron. Alioff with a big rebound.
That dude rebounds, man.
Yeah, he's been in great position already a few times. Not what you'd expect to see out of a freshman seeing what is his first collegiate action. Eichelberger gets into the lane. Samuelson for three. Bang! Thunder open up a 10-point lead.
Ricky Samuelson getting into the scoring now. 5 points on the game.
Coos kicks it out to Hankins. Clark. Great denial by Samuelson, not letting Hankins get that ball easy. Now backdoor, Alioth in the right spot gets the steal. Thunder up 10, looking to extend. Peters drives into the lane, nice spin move. Soft touch with the right hand.
And that's what he does in this Thunder crowd, getting into the Thunder 5 on the floor, really gelling.
And another turnover, Peters pushing it on the fast break. Gonna take it in, lays it up. Rebound Eichelberger. Samuelson for three, count it.
Boy, in that timeout for Coach Fenlon really didn't do too much, as now the Thunder find themselves up by 15.
And now Coach Fenlon's gonna be forced to take another 7:14 to play in the first half. Thunder lead 24-9. And I think Samuelson just jumped into the team lead for points with those 2 threes. Now he's got 8 points, shooting 100% from deep, 3 of 4 from the field overall. Not bad.
Well, for DePauw, just 3 scorers so far in the game. You're going to need to find more than that, as you see Samuelson knock down this 3-pointer. And Alioth, what a player to be excited about for the future of Thunder basketball. This is a guy that rebounds as good as anyone we've seen on this floor.
Yeah, Alioth, one of 2 freshmen we've seen today. The other just made his way back out onto the floor, and Max Holman didn't get a great look at him, and he just saw 2 or 3 minutes earlier on in this half. But it's looking like early on Coach Schauer is going to feature these 2 pretty heavily in his normal rotation.
And this is a Thunder team that's deeper than last year in the last couple years, as they're playing 2 freshmen. I think that's going to help them for longevity. This way Aston Francis doesn't have to play every minute of every game.
And another Tiger turnover. And that's just incredible. Thunder keeping the pressure on them, already forcing 5 turnovers in this game. Eichelberger drives in, lays it in. Coos can't contain him.
Well, it's the same jab step, that fake left, go right. And DePauw just clearly didn't read the scouting report. Foul there on Luke Peters.
Yeah, Peters going to pick up his second, and then he'll pretty much immediately go to the bench. We'll see Samuelson check back in for Peters.
The only complaints against the Thunder start is their initial start and foul trouble so far. Francis and Luke Peters each with 2.
It's Steinhardt at the line, and this one rattles out. A little bit of miscommunication on the rebound between Eichelberger and Alioth, but it gets tipped to Quam. Eichelberger fakes a 3, drives right once again, and the same exact play on Coos. Pump fake, jab step left, drive right. I think Eichelberger scored every single one of his points that way. Deep 3 from Hankins will go.
That's a good shot.
Quam gets to Eichelberger. He's going to try it again. This time Coos favoring that right side. Alioth to Eichelberger. Eichelberger will do it one more time, and one! Unbelievable, Kobe Eichelberger.
See him here. Another jab step. Coos better to the spot that time, but leaning in.
Yeah, just that right arm coming down. He did not quite stay vertical. And the Thunder have opened up an 18-point lead. Eichelberger at the stripe to try to make it 19.
Eichelberger, I believe, scoring the last 6 points, at least 4 points for him. Now he's up to 11 over that 10-point threshold. Thunder last season when he would score 10 or more, 6-0.
And after a pretty slow start to scoring, this game was tied at 8 with 11 minutes to play. The Thunder have just exploded on the offensive end, now leading 30-12 as Eichelberger misses another free throw. Steinhardt taking the ball handling duties. Passes it off to Clark. Back to Steinhardt. Vandermerk. Hankins step back three. No good. Rebound Eichelberger. Quam dribbles to his left, gets it to Samuelson. Eichelberger back to Quam. Looking inside for Gunter, but active hands from the freshman Ken Decker. Hankins looking to drive baseline, kicks it to Clark. Clark corner three. Rebound Eichelberger.
Thunder just need to slow things down here, up 30-12. No need to rush.
And another turnover. Ill-advised pass from Eichelberger will be picked off by Clark. Hankins, the three-point threat, all alone in the corner. Wild shot thrown up. Another Eichelberger rebound.
Yeah, Clark, as you said, Hankins wide open in the corner. I have no idea why he wouldn't be looking for him. When he drove in toward the center, I thought he was going to kick it out toward Hankins and that it was just a deke. But instead, he put up a wild shot.
Samuelson driving into the lane and finishing through contact. 32-12, 4.5 to play here in the first half. Steinhardt gets to Decker, swung around to Hankins. Vandermerk working on Gunter inside, and Gunter with another block. It'll stay Tiger ball, but Gunter very active in this game so far on the defensive end.
Good block by Gunter here, but you see Vandermerk just really didn't rise up too high for his sky hook. Was more of a baby hook, and so Gunter able to just jump a little bit and get to it. Gunter, one of the more gifted shot blockers on this team for the Thunder for sure. Yeah,
and then what you said about Vandermerk not rising up, as there he does to tip that ball out. Well, he's sitting at 6'8". There's not a whole lot of players in Division III ball that are going to challenge him on that sky hook. Gunter, as you mentioned, one of the better shot blockers that we've had a chance to watch. He's going to be there every time. Tiger ball on the near side. Steinhardt to inbound. Gets it to Decker. Holman guarding Steinhardt.
Vogel back into the game. This is the man that needs to command the DePauw side and try to get some points.
Hankins spinning in the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Vandermerk gets inside. Alioth with a block. And now Gunter from behind, but he's going to be whistled for the foul.
It was tough to tell what happened live. Obviously, Alioth with the initial block, and then looks like Gunter, if he got him low, that's the only thing I can see, because up top, I think he tipped the ball to the side.
Or on the follow-through, it's possible he got him on the shoulder or the head, but tough to see from that angle. Body's just stacked up down low. Vandermerk will go to the line. First one, no good. And Vandermerk, 4 points, 2 rebounds on the night, but yet to knock down a free throw.
Many on the DePauw side in this game, yet to knock down a free throw.
And the second one will go for his 5th point of the night.
So now Holman running point guard. Just a freshman, a lot of confidence Coach Schauer is showing in him.
And a beautiful pass from Zach Quam, finding Samuelson on the back cut. Easy layup.
There's that play. Samuelson back cut to that near block, wide open.
Quam guarding Hankins. Decker for 3, back iron, rebound Samuelson. Quam directing traffic in the half court. Hankins providing the defense on Quam. Samuelson on the baseline. Backing down, Steinhardt. Spins forward, floater, no good. Massive rebound by Holman. Kicked out, Samuelson for 3. Front irons it. Alioth going to be whistled for the foul there, trying to get around the body of Vandermerk.
Yeah, and he's walking away smiling, but I don't think there's any debate over this call. As you see, Vandenberg has the position. He goes through the back and the arm. I understand he got the ball, but I think it was after the contact.
Yeah, that one's a pretty easy call, and that'll send Vandenberg to the line to shoot a pair. Double bonus for the Tigers already. And Vandenberg will knock this one down. 3 of 10 or 3 of 11 now are the Tigers from the charity stripe. The Thunder just 1 of 4.
Yeah, not much better.
Percentage-wise, even worse. It's just happening on less shots. And Vandenberg goes 2 of 2, a rare sight tonight.
I think it was the first 2 of 2 trip to the free throw line of the night for any team.
And just a ill-advised pass from Quam. Holman lucky to track that one down. Steinhardt with active hands in the passing lane. Yeah,
the Tigers switching to an extended 2-3 zone. Might even be a 2-1-2.
Samuelson trying to beat him with the 3. Quick release. Count it.
You said it. That's how you beat the zone, is get the ball in toward the middle and kick it back out for a shot.
Samuelson now with 12 points on the night, 5 of 8 from the field. Vandenberg trying to work down low, kicked out to Hankins. Quam closes out. Hankins drives baseline. Rebound Elioff.
Yeah, good take by Hankins. Just needs to get the English on it to spin. He's looking at the referee saying he got hit on the head, and I think he might have a case there.
Regardless of whether he has a case or not, that's not really something that you like to see from a player running back down the court, not tracking his man, just staring at the ref arguing. And Holman will be whistled for an offensive foul as he lowers his shoulder into Steinhardt. That's just good positioning defensively from Steinhardt. Reading where he was going to go. He's squared up. Good call.
Fantastic to beat him to the spot, and Holman will understand what he can and can't do as he grows as a player, grows up as a freshman.
Yeah, and a lot of that, I think, will be getting used to the pace of the game. Not only is the ball going to be whipping around quicker, but everybody's a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, a little bit smarter. Inside for Vandenberg. And he short arms that one. Rebound, Eichelberger.
He's got to be able to get that one to go for himself.
That's already 5 rebounds on the night for Eichelberger. 1 shy of Peter's 6 for the team lead for the Thunder. Quam kicks it out. Samuelson, good look at it, and he knocks it down again. Ricky Samuelson has been on fire from deep this first half. He's a big part of this 40-15 lead for the Thunder. 40 seconds to play in the first half.
In a game where Aston Francis has hardly played, I think that's a clear charge there. Steinhardt going right into the body of Quam.
We'll get another look at it here. Quam, great rotation, 100% set. Wore a knee to the chest. You love to see a player like Quam, one of your senior leaders, putting his body on the line for the greater good.
Well, that's the type of hustle plays that he can produce for his team, especially when you've got a couple point guards on the bench with foul trouble. Those are the plays he needs to come up with.
So Holman swings it around to Quam.
DePauw now in a little bit more of a relaxed 2-3 zone, not as much high pressure.
Samuelson again for 3. Come on! Ricky Samuelson, 18 points in the game. 4 of them on 3-pointers. The shot did not get off, so that will not count from Bogle. That'll do it for the first half. The Thunder exploding offensively. We'll get another look at the last Ricky Samuelson 3. He's been unstoppable from deep. 5 of 6 from deep. 8 of 11 on the game for 21 points. We're going to take a quick break from halftime. Stick with us here on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. For Andrew Pitkin, I'm Nate Stein.
believe in one sovereign God, eternally existing in three persons, the everlasting Father, His only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, and the Holy Spirit, the giver of life.
And we believe that God created the heavens and the earth out of nothing by His spoken word and for His own glory.
We believe that God has revealed Himself and His truth in the created order, in the Scriptures, and supremely in Jesus Christ.
We believe that the Scriptures of the Old and New Testaments are verbally inspired by God and inerrant in the original writing, so that they are fully trustworthy and of supreme and final authority in all they say.
We believe that Jesus Christ was conceived by the Holy Spirit, born of the Virgin Mary, was true God and true man, existing in one person and without sin.
We believe in the resurrection of the crucified body of our Lord, His ascension into heaven, and His present life there for us as Lord, High Priest, and Advocate.
We believe that God directly created Adam and Eve, the historical parents of the entire human race. And they were created in His own image, distinct from all other living creatures, and in a state of original righteousness.
We believe that our first parents sinned by rebelling against God's revealed will, and thereby incurred physical and spiritual death. And as a result, all human beings are born with a sinful nature that leads them to sin in word, thought, and deed.
We believe in the existence of Satan, sin, and evil powers, and that these have been defeated by God in the cross of Christ.
We believe that the Lord Jesus Christ died for our sins, according to the Scriptures, as a representative and substitutionary sacrifice, triumphing over all evil, and that all who believe in Him are justified by His shed blood and forgiven of all their sins.
We believe that all who receive the Lord Jesus Christ by faith are born again of the Holy Spirit, and thereby become children of God, and are enabled to offer spiritual worship acceptable to God.
We believe that the Holy Spirit indwells and gives life to believers, enables them to understand the Scriptures, empowers them for godly living, and equips them for service and witness.
We believe that the one holy universal church is the body of Christ and is composed of Christ's people.
The task of Christ's people in this world is to be God's redeemed people, embodying His love by worshiping God with confession, prayer, and praise, by proclaiming the gospel of God's redemptive love through our Lord Jesus Christ to the ends of the earth by word and deed, by caring for all God's creation, by actively seeking the good of everyone, especially the poor and the needy.
We believe in the blessed hope that Jesus Christ will soon return to this earth, personally, visibly, and unexpectedly, in power and great glory, to gather His elect, to raise the dead, to judge the nations, and to bring His kingdom to fulfillment.
We believe in the bodily resurrection of the just and the unjust, the everlasting punishment of the lost, and the everlasting blessedness of the saved.
The sun was shining as well as it could on the shadowy river, a good part of the shine being caught in the trees. Since about this time last year, painting the Fox River, starting up in West Dundee in the north, we're going to cover all the way down to Ottawa. I hope that it happens at least with one painting I make out of these 60 that, you know, when you look at it, it just leads you. It's heuristic. You know, it wants you to go. It wants you to encounter. I mean, I sometimes think of it as kind of homesickness, you know, where you feel like your identity is out there somewhere else. You're here, but you have this pull, you know, to be somewhere, and it's an ache. In fact, in Gilead, you know, John Ames at some point talks about this town, Gilead, and he says, you know, this town has been wearied a little and then wearied a little more, and yet he says hope is still there. And I mean, that is the thing. Hope isn't the accomplishment. This whole idea of, you know, when is hope important? It's hope that it's important when it's dark, you know, when you can't see. That's when it manifests itself as a possibility. So these paintings aren't about a sort of glorious resolution, but I hope they are something that makes one feel a glimmer of hope for possibilities.
Hi, I'm Abby Yoder. I grew up here in Wheaton, and I transferred to Wheaton College because I wanted to be in a place that would shape me as a learner and as a Christ follower. For me, one of the best parts of Wheaton was my time spent at Honey Rock, Wheaton's campus in the Northwoods of Wisconsin, where students can take classes, serve as camp counselors, and be developed as leaders. Honey Rock was a great place for me to grow in my faith, live out my sense for adventure, and form lifelong friendships. Whether it's Honey Rock or one of the many other ways to connect on campus, I'm excited to help you get a vision for life here at Wheaton.
Hi, I'm Nate Brown. College will be one of the most transformational experiences in your life. My education in the context of a Christian community helps shape the way I live and engage the world around me. I love that Wheaton relates Christian liberal arts to the needs of contemporary society. The classes are designed to combine faith and learning, giving you a biblical perspective that's accessible and applicable. Wheaton students are challenged to answer questions like, what does it mean to live as a Christian doctor, engineer, or business professional? Being in an environment with other students and faculty who are passionate about their faith and serious about their education will help you to know who you are in Christ and prepare you to go wherever He leads you. I look forward to helping you find your way to Wheaton. Talk to you soon.
Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new. Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new.
And we are back here in King Arena for the second half of action between the Wheaton Thunder and the DePauw Tigers. Once again, I'm Nate Stein alongside Andrew Pitkin. You're watching the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. An offensive explosion for the Thunder in the first half.
Yeah, 43-15 in this game, led by Ricky Samuelson with 21 points, 5 of 6 from deep. I think he made 3 threes on the last 3 possessions for the Thunder. And Kobe Eichelberger, 11 points on the game so far. Good news for the Thunder.
And it looks like Riken's Rowdies have consolidated with the football team underneath the basket that DePauw's going to be trying to score on in the second half. And things are going to get pretty wild coming down the stretch. Nice move by Vandenberg, spinning into the lane, finishing over the top to start things off for the Tigers.
Yeah, that's really good news for them. And I don't know if that's going to be a turnover on Luke or if that'll be on Francis, but nonetheless, ball going the other way.
We talked about how impressive this offense is for the Thunder. You have to remember, Peters and Francis were both on the bench for a lot of that with 2 fouls each. Last season, when Aston Francis went to the bench, that was as good as a death sentence on offense. Not the case this year.
Yeah, you're completely right. Francis going to the bench, that was the storyline all season. Who is going to score if he's not on the floor? And it's been clear that today, Ricky Samuelson and Eichelberger have answered that call.
Peters working in transition. Finds Spencer on the right wing. Gunter working down low on Vandenberg. Rebound Vogel.
And Gunter even got away with a travel possibly there. Spencer had some space for that three-point shot if he wanted it.
Vandermerk working down low, backs down Gunter, finishes over the top.
Yeah, running plays for Vandermerk now, finding him in favorable positions. Once Vandermerk is that far down on Gunter, there's not too much he can do.
Gunter up high, gets it to Spencer. Coos on him. Peters feeling some pressure, spins down low, nice finish with the left hand.
That's what Peters does. He's got a plethora of moves down there on the block. That time goes to the left hand, but also spins right quite often.
Coos for three. Spencer lost track of him. And add that to his total. Peters directing traffic out of the half court. Francis pump fakes, steps to his right. Back iron, rebound Vandermerk.
I understand Francis wants to get his name in the scorer's book, but it's going to be tough doing it that way.
Vogel for three. That one off target. Foul going to be called on Coos on the rebound. And look at that, just the first foul in the first 2 minutes, 40 seconds in the second half. I think we had 4 or 5 at this point in the first.
Yeah, much more of a flow in this half so far. I think it'd be good to try to run a play where Aston Francis has some isolation and emphasize him getting to the rim. But that'll work as well. Another basket for Samuelson.
And another back cut for Samuelson as well. If he's not in the corner, you better keep track of him because he'll find some space down low, as he did right there.
DePauw simply just not figuring out that play and that back cut.
Coos kicks it out to Steinhardt. Francis got a hand up. Rebound Coos. Gunter got his hand in the passing lane but couldn't control it. Now we'll see Eichelberger re-enter as Spencer will get a breather. Steinhardt looking inside for Vandermerk. Instead goes up top for Coos. Hankins for three, quick release, rebound Gunter. Peters pushing the pace, drives in, and can't finish at the rim.
And nobody picked him up at all. I guess it surprised him because once he got to the rim, he couldn't finish. Might have been better off just throwing it down.
He's certainly up there high enough. Hankins tries to drive baseline, kicks it to Coos in the corner. Deep two, no good, rebound Vandermerk. Tries to put it back right away, will draw the foul. That'll go against Francis, and that'll be his third. So another early foul from Francis. We'll see Cade Alioth re-enter this game in just a moment after the first shot.
As encouraging as this game is from an offensive standpoint for the rest of the team, the foul issues for Francis and Peters so far in this game, if this continues in other games, they're not going to be able to compete.
Will be Quam entering the game for Francis. Alioth got in for Gunter. And Vandermerk goes 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Peters draws the attention of Steinhardt. Alioth. And Peters going to be called for the offensive foul, push-off as Steinhardt goes down in a heap. And now the referee giving Peters a warning, saying he doesn't want to hear any more conversation.
It does look like in the replay, maybe Steinhardt goes down a little bit easily. But Peters has been contesting almost every call on him. And so I think at that point, the referee's just saying, look, I'm going to make the call.
47-23, 4.5 gone in the second half. Samuelson gets his hands in the passing lane. It'll stay Tiger ball. Now the referee having words down low with Elioth and Vandermerk. Two big bodies going at it down low. Vogel knocks down 3 over Samuelson and draws within 21. Samuelson spins into the lane, goes up, can't finish with the left hand, but he will draw the foul and go to the line for a pair. Looks like it's going to be Vandermerk picking up a foul.
Every once in a while, Samuelson does something like this where he just tends to float through the air. He doesn't necessarily get high, but just stays in the air long enough for him to get some space and put it up.
First one from Samuelson is good. And Samuelson goes 2 of 2 from the strike. Steinhardt will take the ball handling duties. Hands it off to Hankins. Swings it around. Kuz trying to drive baseline. Kicks it out. Steinhardt, a deep 3. Rebound, Eichelberger. And Eichelberger closing in on a double-double here in the first game of the season. Holman kicks it out. Samuelson for 3, and he stays hot. Almost automatic. I'm tempted to say it's good as soon as it leaves his hand, and I wouldn't be that far off. Samuelson now 6 of 7 from deep. Give him 24 points. Or 26 after the free throws.
I think he's got 28, Nate.
What did I miss? Yeah, he does. According to the stats, 28 points. Ricky Samuelson having himself a night. Vandermerk knocks down the first free throw.
Previous career high is 23, so
blown that one out of the water.
5 points past that, 14:21 to go.
And this is something that I can honestly say I've never seen before. A foul line violation. It wasn't a lane violation. They're going to say Vandermerk himself was over the line. Coach Foreman is not happy about that.
You hardly ever see that, and there's a lot of times where the player's toe is either on the line or very close, but they pretty much never call it.
And now a foul on the floor will go against the Tigers. It'll be Thunder ball down low. That'll be Kuz picking up his 3rd foul of the night. Quam working with Hankins on him. Samuelson had a pretty good look at a corner 3, but passed it up. Elioth.
Kuz on Eichelberger again.
And now a foul away from the ball will go against the Thunder. And I'll go on Elioth, his 3rd. So foul trouble pretty much across the board for the Thunder. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out as it gets through. That's 3 on Francis, Peters, and Elioth now. Vogel working down low, bothered by Eichelberger. Somehow Vogel gets that back and lays it in. 52-29. Thunder lead the Tigers. Eichelberger on the left wing up top. Samuelson for 3. Shooter's roll. Samuelson can't miss.
And now past the 30-point threshold with 31. He's never gotten to that mark in his college career. Travel, everything going against the DePauw Tigers at this point. Ricky Samuelson, 31 of 55 of Wheaton's points.
On a scary efficient 76.9% shooting, 10 of 13 from the field, 7 of 8 from deep. He's shooting 87.5% from beyond the 3-point line. That's unreal.
At some point, you just don't help off. You just stay on him, no matter where he is.
Eichelberger driving into the lane, finishes over the top of Coos. And I think it's going to be Coach Schauer taking a quick timeout here.
And that right there is the problem when you don't help off. Guys like Kobe Eichelberger can drive into the lane and score with the right-handed flip.
Yeah, you saw when Eichelberger started to drive in, I think it was Bogle, who's guarding Samuelson, wanted to help down low, wanted to help Coos out trying to guard Eichelberger because of how well Eichelberger's driven tonight. But he just couldn't justify it because Samuelson did a great job of rotating into the corner. This season, Wheaton Athletics is proud to partner with Realty Executives as the exclusive sponsor of replays on our broadcast. We're happy to welcome Eric Logan, Becky Vanderveen, and the Energized team to the Wheaton Athletics family and extend a special thank you to them for partnering with us to enhance our WTSN broadcast. They do so much for us. They help us make these broadcasts spectacular. I'd also like to say a quick thank you to Sunrise Communications for making it possible for us to bring you all these games.
Guys like Phil and Glenn, those are the real soldiers.
The Thunder pretty quick to get back out onto the floor. Just inside 13 minutes left in regulation. The Thunder holding a commanding 57-29 lead. On the heels and on the shoulders, rather, of Ricky Samuelson.
Ricky Samuelson, 31 points. What more can you say? With 10 of 13 from the field. He's been the story in this one.
Duty will check back in. Swings it out to Clark. Coos. Swung around. Vogel for three. Shorts it. Gets his own rebound. Finishes the left hand.
Job by Vogel to follow his own miss, understanding exactly where it was going to go. Then, of course, left-handed has an easy finish on his favorable side.
Eichelberger on the left wing, drives left this time, kicks it out, Samuelson for three, come on!
I have no more words. I just refuse to talk about Ricky Samuelson anymore. 34 points.
What else can you talk about tonight?
34 points, 11 and 14. I say we just don't get excited anymore because it just happens.
You can't ask me to do that. You can't. When somebody's shooting...
It's a regular occurrence.
When somebody's shooting 8 of 9 from 3, you can't ask me to stay calm. I refuse.
This dude's been shooting 75% all year from the field so far. I mean, it's a normal thing.
He's actually up to 80%.
Look at his season.
He's actually up to 80% on the season now. 12 of 15. That's pretty good.
That is very good.
Duty trying to take this one coast to coast. Dishes it out. Huge block from behind. Zach Quam coming flying in. We'll see it again on the Realty Executives replay. Beautiful trail. All ball keeps Clark from finishing. It'll stay DePauw ball, but the Thunder, fantastic transition defense.
Oh, 72 inches of him, man. Getting up there.
Driving into the lane and finishing with the soft touch is Forrest Nettles. This is the first action Nettles has seen tonight. Peters will take the ball up high, gets it to Gunter. Hands off to Francis. Francis, wide open look, he knocks it down.
Aston Francis, first field goal made of the year, first points on the year with 3, picking up for the man he came in for, Ricky Samuelson.
Coos looking inside, has Nettles, but Gunter has Nettles too. Coos now for 3. Rebound Vogel, and Vogel finishes with the left.
Vogel getting those hustle points for DePauw. That's not going to go unnoticed by Coach Fenlon. That's going to be valuable for the rest of the season.
Eichelberger swings it out. Francis looked like he wanted to pull up there.
He always does.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Peters drives baseline, up and under, and 1. Count the bucket. Luke Peters extends this Thunder lead to 30 points. Beautiful up and under around Forrest Nettles.
Thunder just appear to be, I mean, of course it's dejecting when you're down 30 points, but the Thunder not relenting, not letting up at all. They look like a team that's in really good shape, just physically.
Yeah, this is a killer instinct that we haven't seen out of the Thunder in a couple years now. And I gotta say, it is very refreshing to be calling these games and having this Thunder team up by 30, not relaxing at all, just keeping the pressure on, driving in as Peters forces another turnover, gets it ahead. Aston Francis lets that one roll out of bounds. Last touch off the Tigers got deflected on that toss-ahead pass.
Wouldn't be surprised if a play is run here for Francis just to get him some confidence going into the next games.
Keep an eye on him. He's running across the center of your screen. He gets a good look at that one, but airmails it. Clark going the other way for the Tigers. Nettles. Handoff to Holly. Clark trying to drive baseline. Kicks it out, intercepted by Francis, and Francis all alone. If this is the NBA, I think that probably would have been a clear path foul.
Yeah, I think you're right. Duty behind Aston Francis here, as you see on the replay, picks it off, gets a steal, and maybe was from the side and would have been legal, but regardless, at this level, a very smart play.
Mark Champion into the game, fires up a corner three, rebound Spencer. And Champion will finish with the right hand. Great look from Spencer, better cut from Champion.
Champ with absolutely no hesitation on that first shot, and then good awareness to make that back cut.
Holly tries to drive baseline on Peters, slows up, kicks it out. Nettles with it. Pump fake shot sent up and knocked down by Malky. Quam now driving in right into the body of Malky, and he'll draw the foul and shoot a pair.
You see here, this is a player with 27 seconds left on the shot clock, making that drive aggressively. Good take by Quam.
Quam rattles home the first. And Quam puts in the second. So Thunder back above 50% from the charity stripe after that. Duty hands off to Holly. Kicked out to Malky. Clark dribbling left, pulls up from three, knocks it down.
Nice shot there from Clark. Able to get himself a shot, get himself 3 points on the game.
And Aston Francis found himself all alone down low. Duty couldn't recover and would be whistled for a foul, so now Francis will go to the line to shoot two.
Francis, such a great free throw shooter as well. Maybe this will help him get his shooting rhythm back.
Francis knocks down the first. Get another look at the play that sent Francis to the line. Duty just a little bit with the body, spun Francis out of control. And Francis 2-2. Thunder looking a little better from the charity stripe here in the second half.
Yeah, I think that first half was just a fluke for him, and had to have been a fluke from DePauw as well. Nobody that goes just 1 of 7 from the charity stripe in a half.
Feely with the baseline jumper. Peters taking it the other way. Holman gets into Francis. Francis a floater. Rebound Spencer. Kicked out to Champion. Francis back to Champion for three. Not close. Peters with the rebound. Peters spins down low, blocked by Malky, and Malky will corral that one and start the break.
Yeah, that's not a favorable matchup for Peters. Malky with more height, 6'6".
Champion down low on Feely. Clark got Peters to bite on the pump fake, and Holman's going to be whistled for the foul. And that's just tough for the freshman.
Yeah, we'll look here on the replay. It looks like he gets him a little in the back and on the reach around.
The only thing I can think is he gets him on the arm a little bit, trying to rip through that ball down low. Malky can't knock down the first. And the second from Malky will rattle home. Peters slowing things down. Gets it to Spencer. Spencer looking inside for Champion, but the pass a little bit behind him. We'll see Reagan Jones enter the game. Jones, a stalwart in the lineup last season. Saw a lot of Reagan Jones, and now just getting his first minutes with 7.5 to play in the second half.
Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of good young players on this team for Jones to try to work around, but Jones, another one of those tall guys with a great three-point shot, and he'll be fighting for all the minutes he can get this season.
Yeah, it's probably blasphemous to say this if you're a big NBA fan, but the Thunder, in a way, do resemble the Golden State Warriors. Pretty much no matter who is on the floor, they're going to be able to spread you out with 5 shooters.
Yeah, Luke Peters is Sean Livingston. I mean, he's not fantastic from three-point range, hasn't taken one all day, but every once in a while, you know.
That really caught me off guard. That was good. I was speechless for a second. Champion for 3, rattles it home. Case in point, Mark Champion, 6'8", sitting there shooting threes.
I will not be making any comparisons to Kevin Durant.
Nor should you. Another foul called down low against the Thunder.
Good to see Mark Champion getting that shot in. Senior committed so much to this program.
First one from Clark is good. That was Peters' 4th foul. So he's going to be left into the game. I think Coach Schauer's going to let him play this one out, see how he reacts, having to be a little bit less aggressive on the defensive end. If the Tigers are smart, they should go right at Peters as a tip in from Feely will go.
Yeah, I suppose at this point, 6.5 minutes left in the game, Coach Schauer figures if he fouls out, it doesn't matter too much. If it were a little bit closer, you'd see him take him out right away just in case the Tigers made a comeback. But at this point, Thunder in pretty good control.
Peters dribbles right, kicks it out. Champion, another 3. No good. Rebound. Pulled down by Felke. Malky and Felke going back and forth. Now up top for Clark, a deep 3. Front irons it. Champion pulls down the rebound. So Champion not only getting in the box score, but making a pretty good show of it so far. You got 5 points on 2 of 5 shooting. Couple of rebounds. Not too bad.
Yeah, he's leaving his mark on this game. Now coming out of the game, senior for freshman switch here with Cade Alioth.
Yeah, Alioth coming in. This Champion will get a breather. And looking at the stats, one thing that's just an absolute breath of fresh air for this Thunder team is seeing them leading in the rebound category after that rebound from Alioth. 35 to 30 advantage, make it 36-30 advantage as Peters puts that one up. That's not something we've seen a whole lot of out of the Thunder in recent memory. They've struggled a lot down low against bigger teams, and with the freshman class and just the progression of players such as Eichelberger and Gunter, you're going to see a lot of games where they're up there in the rebounding battle.
Yeah, Thunder are going to be solid down low, be able to go with the toughest in the CCIW, and there are some very tough bigs. You think of North Central, They've got very solidified post players that will be a huge test for Gunter.
Yeah, the CCIW, really the class of Division III basketball on the men's side, so good. Every year in, year out, you have North Central, Elmhurst, and Augustana near the top. Illinois Wesleyan's always hanging out around there. So this season will be a wonderful test for a young Thunder team to see how they can do against them.
And it's their time. They're ready right now. When you look at all these guys who are returning now, you've got Peters, you've got Francis. They are young, but at the same time, they're upperclassmen. So last year we kind of knew it was not a rebuilding year, but kind of a time to test yourself and to understand what the level of CCIW basketball is. Now they know. They've got some freshmen who are ready to contribute as well.
Felke swings it to Clark. Kicked out to Holly. Holly drives baseline, slows up. Holman providing the defense. And miscommunication there as Burrow just throws it out of bounds behind the streaking Clark. Guam takes this ball up the court. Gets it into Holman. Jones for three. That one rims out, rebound Holly. Feely with it. Gets it to Clark. Holly in the left corner. Up top, Burrow for three, knocks it down.
Good rotation there from the Tigers to get the ball inside now, all the way around to find that shot back with Burrow at the top of the key.
Elia driving in on Feely, puts up the floater, and that one touches every part of the rim before being pulled down by Felke.
Impressive offensive mood from Alioff.
Clark trying to drive in on Derek. Throws up a wild shot and somehow gets it to go.
That's like that Kyrie Irving spin fadeaway that he likes to do from about 10 feet. That's a pretty nice shot.
High level of difficulty there from Clark, the senior out of Winetta, Illinois. Jones in the corner. Drives in, floater won't go, rebound rolls out to Clark. 3 minutes to play in regulation, 78-55 the score, Thunder on top.
And that's the second time that's happened for the Tigers, throwing it out of bounds behind a teammate that decided to cut into the middle.
And now you hear the football team in King Arena erupt as Spencer Peterson, who's one of the two-sport athletes for the Thunder, will enter the game. The Wildcat formation quarterback for the football team and one of the forwards for the basketball team will see his first minutes, and this is the earliest the basketball team has had access to Spencer in his Wheaton career. He has never been around for the opening weekend of the season the way he is tonight. Also entering the game for the Thunder was Gavin Hawkins, 6'7" freshman out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Travel called, so another turnover for the Thunder. That's number 13 on the night.
Spencer Peterson, last player off the bench in this game, but last season was a huge contributor, brought that muscle and that size, and I think he's added even more this season.
Yeah, Peterson on the roster as 6'5", 230. He's all of 230, if not a little bit more. Holly ends up with the rebound. Driving in was Decker. Rebound Holman as he chases it into the corner. Looking ahead to tomorrow night, we'll have the wrap-up for the tournament on the men's and women's side. Both men's and women for the Thunder should be playing in the championship game. The men will face off at 8 p.m. right here in King Arena against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. That game will be brought to you on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. The game right before will be the third place game in the Lee Fund Classic. It's looking like it's going to be the River Falls Falcons and the DePauw Tigers, the way things stand. Right before that, we'll have the Wheaton women facing off I'm not sure who their opponent
Louisiana
is.
College.
Louisiana College will see them in the championship game. So all three of those games will be brought to you on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. The third place game for the men's between River Falls and DePauw will be a video-only broadcast. But other than that, Andrew, you're going to be on both games, aren't you?
I will. Have to switch gears too, because I got to do play-by-play for the women at 3 o'clock tomorrow, and then hang out with you at what will be 8 o'clock, I guess, if the score holds.
Looking like it will so far. Inside a minute to play, 23-point lead seems pretty safe. After the game, we'll hopefully have a chance to catch up with Thunder head coach Mike Schauer, get his thoughts on a pretty pleasant start to the new season.
Yeah, saw contribution from lots of players, maybe even he'll be surprised by. Of course, he's at a front row seat in practice, but we definitely have been surprised.
Yeah, he may be surprised, but he'll never admit it to us. Godfrey dribbling into the lane. The crowd started singing happy birthday to him. And what does Tyrell Derrick get him for his birthday? A swat. Inbound to Burrow. He knocks down the baseline jumper. And the shot clock is off, so the Thunder are just going to be able to run this one out. Derrick will get it across half court ahead of the 10-second call. And the Thunder should just dribble this one out as they go into four corners.
For DePauw, they're just going to want to find more scoring. 13 points from Vandermerk and Vogel. Those are the two guys who we thought would be the scorers for them. But there needs to be more support from Clark, Felke, Burrow, others, all at 6 and 5 points.
Yeah, and the Thunder, we figured they'd be pretty solid on offense, but not expecting it to come from where it did tonight. 3 players in double digits. Eichelberger with 13, Peters with 12, and Ricky Samuelson dropping a 30-burger, 34 points on 80% shooting from the field, 88.9 from deep. That's just unbelievable.
That man had 34 points with 12 minutes still left in the game. Fantastic job as Coach Schauer going over to the football stands. Wanted to thank them for their support in this game. Eichelberger, of course, 13 points, 7-0 going back to last season when Eichelberger scores over 10. And now we're on the court with Nate and Coach Schauer.
Thanks, Andrew. Like you said, I'm right here with Thunder head coach Mike Schauer. Coach, a pretty great way to start your season here on a home court in front of a wonderful crowd, 21-point victory.
Yeah, I feel good about it. I feel good about the way we competed. Obviously, to win a game like this, where I don't know if Aston even got, I don't know how many he had, but not very many. And Ricky was just sensational. I thought Zach Quam was really special tonight. For people that don't necessarily watch a lot of basketball, in the first half, when we had Aston and Luke in foul trouble, Zach did such a great job of just going right through the sets that we have to give Ricky shots. They went to the zone, and Zach immediately went to a set that gets Ricky a shot. And that senior maturity and leadership, and those are things, people that don't watch us every day probably don't notice. But I was really pleased with Zach's play, as well as a lot of guys. Now, obviously, tomorrow night's going to be a little tougher, but, thankful to get one under our belt here early.
And Coach, you talked a lot about the contributions that your seniors had. What can you say about Alioth and Holman, a couple of freshmen getting a lot of minutes early on and throughout this game?
Well, I wasn't intending to give them quite that many minutes, but we got in so much foul trouble. Cade's as good a natural rebounder as we've had probably since Nate Haynes. Somebody like that. He's just such a great rebounder. Cade's going to be very good. And if I can kind of keep building Zach Holman's confidence level a little bit, he scores a lot in practice and just kind of make him comfortable. But the last thing, and I'll let you run here, this weekend is the Pfund Classic, and it's always important to me that, we had Kerry Pfund do our devotional today. Kerry is Coach and Mib's middle son, and he was an unbelievable man, and people know the contributions, winning the national title, playing with Jackie Robinson, but he was one of the most godly men I knew, and I was fortunate to call him a friend. And I think those of us who have coached here, we realize he's really the Wheaton basketball coach. We're just kind of holding the chair for a little while.
All right, Coach, thanks so much for your time. We'll see you tomorrow night. There you have it, your final score from King Arena. The Wheaton Thunder 80, the DePauw Tigers 59. The Thunder back in action against Baldwin Wallace tomorrow night at 8 p.m. right here at King Arena. That game will be brought to you on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. Thanks for watching tonight. For Andrew Pitkin, I'm Nate Stein.